If you're a first-time home buyer, this is the most important video you'll watch before signing anything. I've walked alongside families for one of the biggest purchases of their lives, and the mistakes I'm about to show you cost buyers thousands of dollars, and most of them are completely avoidable. Here's the thing that nobody tells you when you start this process. 99% of first-time home buyers make at least one of these mistakes, and it's likely the reason why they're overpaying or they lost their dream home or having serious buyer's remorse. But there's a simple, proven checklist that the savviest buyers follow to avoid every single one of them. And in this video, I'm gonna give it to you absolutely free because I'm on a mission to help first-time home buyers not get blindsided through the process and finally close on the home they actually want without the stress. Most first-time home buyers make the same 5 mistakes. And by the time they realize it, they either lost their dream home, paid thousands more than they needed to, or even worse, got rejected. I'm Christina, a mortgage loan officer at Cross Country Mortgage, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through every single one of these mistakes and exactly how to avoid them so you can get pre-approved fast and get into the first home with confidence. The first mistake that first-time home buyers make before they even talk to a lender, and it costs them more time, more stress, and sometimes the entire deal. They wait too long to start. Okay, here's what it looks like in real life. Scrolling through Zillow on your lunch break, and there it is, the right home in the right neighborhood, the right price, and you send it to your partner. You're both excited. You call the lender Monday morning. Check online, it's pending. And that's not bad luck, that's a timing problem. Most buyers think that you have to have everything perfectly in order before you make that phone call. They think they need 20% saved up, they think that they need credits to be spotless, and they think that they need 2 years at the same job to qualify. But here's the truth, none of that is accurate. You can qualify for a home for as little as 3% down. We start with a soft credit pull, there's zero impact to your score, and no, you don't need to be at the same employer for 2 years to get approved. The sooner you start the process, the less fear you have, and the more prepared you're going to be when the right home pops up. But starting early is only half the battle, because the second mistake is something that most buyers don't even know they're doing. And it's the reason why so many deals fall apart at the worst possible moment. Mistake 2 is going through the process without getting fully underwritten, and instead just getting a basic pre-qualification letter. Here's why it matters. A pre-qualification is basically a lender taking your word for it. I make X amount of dollars, my credit score is a 680, and I have $20,000 in cash. You tell them your income, they run some numbers, and they hand you over a letter. But when you go and place an offer on the home, on the contract you have to check off it's pre-qualification, pre-approval, fully underwritten. In today's market, especially in very competitive areas like the Bay Area, sellers want certainty. They want to know if they accept your offer that the deal is going to close. A basic pre-qualification doesn't give them that. What actually works is a pre-underwrite application. That means your income, your assets, your credit, all verified through paperwork and the underwriter reviewing it. That means your income, assets, credit are all verified upfront before you place the offer. And when you're fully underwritten, you can place a non-contingent offer. A non-contingent offer is essentially the same as a cash offer in the eyes of the seller. I had a client place an offer in a property in San Jose. 11 offers came in on that home. And my client didn't have the highest offer, but we did all the heavy lifting up front. They were fully underwritten, and now they were able to place an offer non-contingent. But we had done the work up front, fully underwritten, everything verified, so we were able to go in with an 18-day close and no loan contingency. No, if my financing falls through clause, no uncertainty for the seller, just a clean, fast, confident offer. Speed wins, and when you're fully underwritten, you can move fast. Out of 11 offers, my client was chosen, not because they offered the most money, but they offered the most certainty. And that's the difference between fully underwritten versus pre-qualified. And now the third mistake is one that hits a very specific group of buyers especially hard. And if you're self-employed and have non-traditional income, you need to hear this. Mistake number 3 is assuming that because your income taxes show low, you can't qualify for a mortgage. And this one breaks my heart because I see it all the time. You work really hard, you start a business, someone has built an incredible business. They're making real money, but their accountant has done their job well. They've written enough expenses, reduced taxable income, and now on paper it looks like they barely earn anything. Most lenders will look at the tax returns and say no, or not qualify you for enough. But there's another way, and it's called a bank statement loan. Instead of using your tax returns, we use 12 months of your bank statements. That's it. And you go as low as 10% down without any mortgage insurance. I had a garage repairman. He's been doing business for about 5-6 years. And on his tax returns, he had written off almost $400,000 in expenses, which is pretty normal for a business owner. So his tax returns essentially showed zero. Write off almost $400,000 $700,000 of income. He originally was only qualified for a $700,000 home, but now he's looking to qualify for a much bigger home in Castro Valley. I was then able to use the 12 months of his bank statements and qualify him for a $1.6 million home in Castro Valley. If you're self-employed, a business owner, or a freelancer, you should not count yourself out. There are specific programs built specifically for people like you. Mistake number 4, something I call a surprise cost spiral. And it's the biggest source of stress that I see in first-time home buyers. Everything seems fine, we're moving around the process, and then suddenly something shifts. A number changes, a fee appears, and the buyer feels like the rug was just pulled right underneath them. Here's what's actually happening. Most buyers go into the mortgage process without understanding what cost to expect. Something comes up and you weren't told about it up front. It seems like a scam. It feels like someone's trying to take advantage of you. And honestly, that fear is super valid because a lot of lenders don't communicate well. They don't tell you what's coming, they leave you in the dark and hope you'll just go along with it. But that's not how I work. From day one, I walk my client through exactly what to expect, what the fees are, what the timeline is, what potentially can change and why. There's no hidden surprises, no last minute changes that doesn't make sense. The best way to protect yourself from the surprise cost spiral is to work with a lender that communicates well, that responds quickly, and who picks up the phone on the weekends. There's a lot of deals that happens over the weekends, late at nights, or even when you're at open house if you have some questions. Most lenders aren't available at that time. This brings me to the 5th and final mistake. This one is emotional, and it might be the most important one I share with you today. Mistake number 5 is letting outside voices make decisions for you. When you're buying your first home, everyone has their opinion. Your parents, your friends, your coworker who bought in 2009 and thinks they know everything about today's market. And I'm sure they really mean well. They mean well, but it's not their money, it's not their home they're living in, and it's not their mortgage. And the market today is not the same market as it is tomorrow. I've seen buyers walk away from perfect opportunities because a family member said, the market is too expensive, just wait. And then 6 months later, rates shift, the market changes, prices go up, and that window closed. And here's what I want you to know. Yes, the market is expensive. That's real. There's no hiding that. But waiting doesn't always mean saving. Every month you wait is another month of rent you're paying someone else. Money that builds zero equity for you. And the buyers who win get educated early. They work with someone they trust, and they take action when they're ready, not when everyone around them agrees. And here's the one thing about trust. It's the number one reason first-time home buyers do not move forward. They don't know who they're going to talk to. They feel like they're going to get scammed, and they hear about these horror online lenders who disappear after doing an application, and it's scary. So let me make this simple for you. We start with a soft credit pull. It has no impact to your score. We walk you through every step of the way so there's no surprises for you. I work late nights because that's when a lot of deals happen. You're getting off of work, here to support you. And we specialize in creative financing, whether that's down payment assistance programs, bank statement loans, bridge loans, non-warrantable financing for condos that most lenders don't even do. I had a client who applied for the California Dream for All program. It's a down payment assistance program. It was a lottery. It's closed right now, but I wanted to share this story. She was number 720 on the wait list. Most people would have given up. We stayed in contact, and she wanted to make sure she was doing everything in her power to not disqualify her throughout the process because it's a wait list. A year and a half later, her name was called and she bought her first home with that program. It was so powerful and meaningful for me and such a blessing to be part of that process. So let's bring it all together because knowing the mistake is one thing, but knowing what to do next is what's going to actually get you into the home. Here's your simple action plan. Number 1, start now, not later. If you're a year or 2 from buying a home, the earlier that you start, the better position you'll be. We'll look at your credit, savings, map out a game plan for when you're ready to get pre-approved. Number 2, get fully underwritten. This is what makes your offer competitive, and this is what will win you the home. Number 3, don't assume you don't qualify. Whether you're self-employed, recently graduated, relocating from another state, there are programs and loan types designed just for you. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this, because it's the thing that changes everything. The buyers who get into homes aren't the one with the most money or the perfect credit. They're the ones who took the first step. They picked up the phone, they asked the questions they're embarrassed to ask, and they let someone walk them through the process. Instead of going on Google and trying to figure out at midnight, doesn't work. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to start. If you're a first-time homebuyer or know somebody that is, drop a comment below with your biggest question about the mortgage process. I read every single one, answer them personally. And if you're ready to take the first step, the link is in the description, and I'll show you exactly where you stand and that it is possible. Because the truth is, you probably are a lot closer to buying a home than you think. You just need someone to show you the path. You now know the mistakes to avoid that will cost you your dream home. But knowing isn't enough, and you need to know exactly how to get pre-approved the right way. I just made a video breaking down the entire process step by step in simple terms. If you're serious about buying your first home, click on that video, and I'll show you how to go from confused to confident in 24 hours.